how good do you want to be before you pass your CDL test? Now, I ask you this question because the whole thing is that with the more you listen, the more you understand, the faster you are at learning and listening to your instructor, the better you can become. So you got to sit back and think about this. Whenever your instructor's trying to, or when he's telling you the same thing over and over and over, you need to do this certain thing and you're not doing it, then you need to sit back and say, man, you're right, I'm not doing that, and I need to start doing that. Don't get into an argument with your instructor and be like, I am doing that. Because, we wouldn't be telling you that you're doing something wrong if you were not doing something wrong, because it does us no good. It doesn't help us in any way to say, hey, you're not saying this on the pre-trip. You're forgetting to say probably mount secure or something like that. So maybe it's something simple like that. Maybe you missed that on your pre-trip. You didn't say it for one item. Now, we're looking for that stuff. So when we hear that you didn't say it and we say, hey, you didn't say that this was properly mounted secure, there shouldn't be a big argument of, man, I did say that. No, you didn't. If I told it does your instructor no good to tell you that you did not say something if you said it. It doesn't. So, it's not a good idea to argue with your instructor whenever it comes to backing and driving. Like, that's a lot of skills that we have a short period of time to make you good at. And the thing is, the more that you learn and the quicker you're learning, the more we can give you. So, like, I will spend a lot of time practicing turns in the industrial area and around town. And I have other turns that they're harder and other streets that are harder. And as you progress, I take you down those harder streets just to give you that much more experience. So we're not over here just teaching you how to pass a test. We're teaching you the life skills that you're going to need to drive this truck. Now, another thing with it is that if we're teaching you the life skills, when we're not there in the truck with you, it's up to you to keep on practicing these safe skills as you're driving. We can only teach you how to drive safe. We cannot make you drive safe. So once you leave and you go on to TNT and there's nobody awake next to you in the seat during TNT, like you're a CDL driver and you have a trainer asleep in the back, if you need him, but he's asleep in the back. So if you need him, you can wake him up. But most of the time you're going to be driving by yourself. You need to keep those good practices that you learned as a student before you got your CDL. You have to keep practicing that. Because if you get into an accident, and say you were making a right turn and you ran over a stop sign and you called me and you're my student and you're all like, hey, man, I messed up today. I ran over a stop sign. First thing I'm going to ask you, I'm going to be like, were you looking in your mirror? And if you say yes, then I'm going to be like, well, why did you not stop, or why did you not turn away from it so it wouldn't run it over? Because the way I teach how to make a right turn is 5 to 7 miles per hour. It doesn't take much force on the brake to stop the moving truck at that speed. And if you're watching the mirror in a right turn, which you should be, you should see if that trailer is going to hit that curb and jump the curb, because it has to get over the curb before it gets to the stop sign. So right there, I already know that you're probably not practicing the safe driving skills that I taught you. And unfortunately, over time, people get complacent and they get laxed out there. So they start forgetting what's important. And that's whenever you need to get back to the basics and be like, you know what? I need to start doing better. And it happens to people. Sometimes people get zoned out. They're driving over the road and they've been driving a while. It's late at night and they're all like just driving along, looking in front of them. And then they realize, man, I haven't looked at my mirror in about 5 to 10 minutes. Check the mirrors. That should scare you. You should be like, whoa, I got to do a better job. I got to keep checking those mirrors while I'm driving. That's stuff right there that you get complacent with over the years. And it's if you remember what your instructor always said, check those mirrors every 5 to 7 seconds. Like, we mean that. You need to know everything that's going around you to be a safe driver. But what I'm getting at is, if you're good at listening and you're good at what's it called? You're good at keeping that stuff in your mind that we teach you each day, and you don't forget it by the next turn or whatever, then it's going to make you a better driver, and we can do more to make you even more better. You know, we want to make you the best we can. Like, all of us instructors, we're out there trying to make the best possible, safest driver we can. And we can't do that without your help, without you listening and learning from your mistakes. Like, I tell my students sometimes, we'll be in the industrial area and they're all like, man, I'm going extra wide because I don't want to hit the curb. And I'm all like, look, we need to start practicing, like, because what I teach is trace the curb with the back tire. So I'm all like, you have to be watching that tire. You have to react to what it's doing. You have to safely go around that curb. And I tell my students, I'm all like, hey, man, if you would rub the curb every once in a while and you would get closer to it, I'm not going to trip, but we're going to learn from that mistake. So I'm going to tell you what you did wrong, where you should have turned away from it. Like, I'm not going to let you go out and just run over a stop sign, but we need to learn from these mistakes. If you're just always going straight across the other lane into the oncoming traffic side, every turn, even the big wide turns that you have lots of room and you don't need to go into the other lane, we got some trouble going on. Because my thing is, the closer that trailer tire stays to that curb when you go around it, I tell my guys to keep about 1 foot from that curb. If you can keep that trailer tire that close to that curb all the way around the curb, then your truck is going to be less far out into the other lane. It's not going to go as far. It's going to be closer to the to your lane, and it's not going to go out as far. But if you always go straight out to the other side of the road and across it, you're always going to be in the other lane. So it's just something to think about. Usually whenever you look away from that mirror, when you're looking away from that mirror while making a turn, then your odds are you're going to go out too far and you're going to get close to hitting the curb with the truck on the other side. So, you know, it's just a learning experience. It's being able to try and learn. What you think is safe in a car, doing may not be safe in this truck. And that's why I go over it with my students. And sometimes we'll just pull over in the industrial area. I like going on the first drives on the weekend in the industrial area. So like Saturdays and Sundays, you'll probably catch me in the industrial area driving. And that's because whenever there's no one really back there, it's a weekend. And when we have some mistakes, we can pull over on the side of the road, put on the four-way flashers, and we can talk about it real quick. And sometimes in some of the cul-de-sacs over there and stuff, we can just stop right there. Boom, stop, mid-turn, stop, set the brakes. We can put the four-way flashers on. We can get out the truck, walk around it, look at the curb. This is where we should have turned. We turned too early here. You know, and we could really talk about it. So, you know, it really helps out doing that, I feel like. And, you know, just keep an open mind. And please do not argue with your instructor, because that's like, we're trying to help you. Why are he going to argue with us? So, you know, you got to think about it. The guy that's trying to help you get a CDL right now is the guy that you want to argue with. You know, it happens. And I let that stuff go. Like, you got to realize that you're not the first person to argue with your instructor, but we let it go and we get over it and we talk about it. Like, sometimes arguments are needed because you don't understand. You think you're doing right. So sometimes I'll have you pull over and then I'll sit there and I'll explain it to you. And I'll be like, now, were you doing that? And then you're like, man, he's right. He's right. I messed up. But you know what? We just learned right there, because you just realized that you were actually wrong. And that I was showing you and telling you, hey, look, this is what you did wrong. So it's a learning experience. But if you could listen from the start, then we wouldn't even have had that learning experience. you would have not made that mistake. So just try it when you come out here to get your CDL. Just try to be mindful and listen and learn, because that's what you're here for. Don't come out here with the attitude of, hey man, I pulled a U-Haul with a car behind it one time, and I'm great at backing and I'm great at driving. Come out here to learn. Like I have guys that come out here and they have trucking experience. They pull trailers, back trailers and stuff like that. And they come out here with the mindset of, hey, I'm just here to learn. Like, I pulled stuff before. I didn't really want to tell you that. But truthfully, I'm here to learn. And those are some of the best students right there, because they come out here with the mindset of, yeah, I got some experience, but I'm here to only listen to you and learn from you. All right, well, I'm out of here. I just wanted to throw that little tip out to some of you guys thinking about coming here, or some of you new guys that are waiting for an instructor right now. Thanks for watching my video. Hit the subscribe button right there. Thumbs up, all that good stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code, COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-8098. Drop me a call, text me, something.